Wow, 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 wow. Welcome, everyone, to another edition of the hashtag SSS Pod, Suplexes, Scores. And today we are doing Save Points. I am Ryan, being joined over there to my, on the left of the screen is my brother. He's finally got a camera. It is Nathan.
What's up?
You didn't do like a video game quote today. I was expecting a.
Oh yeah, I forgot. Maybe we should do a little Metal Gear Solid maybe or something. Bring. No, okay, there you
go. Bring. I was all. You didn't go snake.
Yeah.
Hello everyone. What's going on? We have another kind of a slow news day this week for the podcast. Not a lot going on. We do have news for every console we will get to. So we're going to start off with Microsoft. We've got a couple little interesting, funny little tidbits about the Xbox One X. There was a video of a guy playing the Xbox, or the xCloud, I should say, on his smart refrigerator. That is the future of gaming, ladies and gentlemen. You can play the xCloud on any surface that has a monitor.
Yeah,
really cool.
Yeah, anything that has Wi-Fi apparently.
Be in there cooking and then turn around like, I gotta play my let me play my game real quick.
Gotta get that Gears of War.
Yeah.
So that's when you can't. That's when you know a game is so good you can't put it down. That when you're going to get a snack, you have to play it on the screen on the refrigerator.
Convert it over, yeah. That's the future. They're doing. I think if they can get the handle of that, they're gonna do the whole, what Stadia is trying and what Amazon is trying. Xbox is gonna do it right, I think, with xCloud. They still have some kinks and some things to work on, but from what I've heard, it runs pretty well as long as you have the fast enough Wi-Fi, I should say.
Yeah.
Correct equipment. I don't know how well it would work for limited Wi-Fi like I've got. That's why I've never tried it, because I don't want to pay money for something and it not work.
It also, they have announced, because for a while there, it wasn't on iPhones. Still isn't yet, but they have a plan to work with Apple and work around the iPhone. I think they might go, like, instead of an app, it might be like a website or something on iPhones that you could go to get it to work on iPhones, so that way they can play it. At least you have that. That way you can play on the iPads and the iPhones, all that stuff, because that's a big market. Can't leave that out.
Yeah, there's millions of people who use iPhones, so it'd be kind of stupid to never have them available to play on xCloud. So, obviously want to contribute there to the Apple audience. I don't know if we talked about it. I think we talked about it last week, but I just wanted, because we have the PlayStation story. Apparently, both the Xbox and the PlayStation run extremely, extremely hot. I'm talking over 100 degrees hot. Kind of ridiculous. I don't know why, but that's gonna have to be something they're gonna fix, because
and it's pretty bad, especially considering they put all these the reason they built them like towers was to combat that. They were supposed to be cooling, like, because they got big fans in them and everything to cool them down while you're playing, just like a computer, but yet it's having the opposite effect. So I'm not sure if the fans aren't working or what's going on.
Yeah, they're really gonna have to fix that before they come out, because I see a bunch of lawsuits coming.
Yeah,
for both Sony and Microsoft. Because
you ain't kidding.
Yeah, everyone was, Xbox had
it. Xbox.
Then Sony comes out with.
I did see that. We're less than a month away from the release of both of these consoles, and usually, from what I've heard from people that have worked at retailers and GameStop and places like that, that usually it's within a week that the stores start getting them in stock. They have them in the warehouses or whatever, in the back of the shops or whatever. Well, for some reason, stores are already getting them, and we are a little less than a month away. Well, since that happened, apparently there's a video of somebody, and you can clearly see the dude, so he's in big trouble. He unboxes an Xbox Series X on camera. He pulls it out of the box. And if it's real, the Series X is not as big as we thought it was. It's actually about the size. I don't know. From what I could tell, it was about the size of a I don't know, maybe a hardback book. You know, like it wasn't as tall as I thought it was. So, I mean, it's not going to take as much room on your TV stand, but I still think the PlayStation 5 is enormous. So that one's still big, but apparently the Series X isn't as big. This guy's going to be in a lot of trouble. Don't know what store he worked for, or if he was at a warehouse, or what he was doing, but yeah, he's in big trouble.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, clearly, and I think stores are. If I work in a retail environment, and the way we're doing Black Friday is it's going to be like a whole month long from November to December. So maybe that's why they're getting them in. They're going to be running these deals, and they want them in early, due to, them. But yeah, for a guy to just take it he's probably going to be in some pretty deep shit. As far as,
yeah,
he probably stole it, A, and then B, opening it.
Yeah.
If it's real, it could be. We're not for sure yet if it's real or not. We'll see. But yeah.
Also with Microsoft, I don't know if we talked about it last week or not, but Microsoft and GameStop have a working agreement now. And at GameStop, it's going to try to keep GameStop alive, honestly, because GameStop's been going downhill. So they're going to have a deal where all the employees are going to be using Microsoft Surface tablets, and they can walk around with the customers and check them out right next to them. So you don't even have to walk up to a counter. You can ask them questions. They can look up the game if you have a question. They can pay. You can pay right there beside them. You can do all that. Also, Microsoft or GameStop's going to get a bunch of kickbacks if they sell Xbox Series X stuff. Apparently, if they sell, they're going to have subscriptions to Game Pass and to xCloud for sale in the store, which is kind of weird. But if you buy it in the store, GameStop gets a kickback. So there's that. They're going to try to keep GameStop alive. It's kind of weird for Microsoft to do that, but I guess for some reason they want GameStop to survive.
Yeah. I mean, it was only a matter of time, honestly, for a store like GameStop to I mean, you can just buy everything online. You don't need to go to a store now and purchase anything. I mean,
yeah, I don't know. Microsoft's trying to make them relevant. I don't know how, but they're going to try.
I don't know. I don't see it working. We'll see. We'll see. I don't know if it'll work or not, but it's cool that they're trying. This being able to check them out anywhere is cool. I mean, I still go to a GameStop every once in a while and still, check out what they got, but I don't really buy much from GameStop anymore. So it's not really something that
right.
So. Okay. So do we have any Nintendo news today?
Sorry.
So do we have any Nintendo news?
Yep. So for Nintendo, there's apparently it's not been in the news a lot, but apparently there's a lawsuit over the Joy-Con drift. Nintendo, probably because of the lawsuit, can't come right out and say anything about it, probably. So they're just denying that it's even a thing, even though everybody's been having problems with their Joy-Cons. And so it's definitely a thing. It is real. And then this week in Japan, it hasn't happened over in the States yet, but in Japan, they have dropped the price of the Joy-Con. Not a big jump, but it's about $10 cheaper. $10 to $15 cheaper. So it's not like Nintendo to do that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking either it's because of the lawsuit, they know it's a problem, and maybe they're trying to get all the old Joy-Cons out because they're going to make some new Joy-Cons. Or maybe this Switch Pro is a thing, and when it comes out, it's going to have new Joy-Cons with it. So they're trying to get all the old ones out, so they're lowering the price, get rid of all the old Joy-Cons maybe. I don't know. What's your thoughts?
So I'm just looking at, so this is a class action lawsuit in California from a woman named Luz Sanchez and her 9 or 10-year-old son. They are seeking $5 million in damages after 2 sets of Joy-Con controllers they purchased allegedly suffered from drifting. They said that the problem was so pronounced that the controllers became inoperable for general gameplay use. The suit claims that Nintendo. The suit claims that Nintendo.
$5 million.
$5 million.
$5
Yeah,
million.
$5 million is a little bit ridiculous.
For $160 worth of Joy-Cons.
The suit claims that Nintendo continues to market and sell the products with full knowledge of the defect and without disclosing the Joy-Con drift effect to consumers in its marketing, promotion, or packaging. They said that shortly after the shortly after the class action lawsuit was filed, Nintendo reportedly stopped charging for repair of drifting Joy-Cons and began refunding those who had already paid for a fix, although it did not acknowledge that there was an actual fault with the controllers.
Right. Yeah, they had been doing that.
So,
I do know that I've had a Switch since 2017. I've got 8 pairs of Joy-Cons, including the 2 for my daughter for her Switch. Out of those 8 pairs of Joy-Cons, so eight Joy-Cons, 3 of them have Joy-Con drift. So it is definitely a thing. Almost 50% of my Joy-Cons have it.
They're actually getting sued by another person in France, which accuses the company of now I'm going to butcher this word, plan obsolescence. Basically, it is a policy of producing goods designed to break so that they need to be replaced.
Well, that would be one thing if they were charging to replace them, but they're not. So I don't see why they would do that.
Now they're not. They were, though. They said that.
No, I mean, yeah.
I mean, they were. They said that an expert analysis pursued that there could be 2 falls behind the problem: early wear and tear of the electronic circuits, and an airtightness defect, which enables fragments and dust to get inside of the controller.
That's most of the time that's what's been happening. People have taken them apart and they see a bunch of dirt in where the stick rotates, and that's what's causing the problem.
$5 million is a lot. They won't win that lawsuit. I'm sure Nintendo will settle out of court and they will give them something. I'm not understanding why this happens all the time, and I'm assuming it's just they want to get the public out there, so that's why they put the money so high. I think it's just we want people to know about it. If we sued for $2,000, they're not gonna ever publicize this. Obviously, Nintendo has a problem. They're not acknowledging the problem. I don't know why they wouldn't acknowledge the problem, but there is clearly an issue. It's happened to many of people, so there's clearly an issue.
Yeah.
They said that they have recently redone how they make the controllers, and it still failed to fix the problem. There's still issues, so clearly they have something they need to do different. But I don't know. We'll see where this goes. I'm sure that it won't be, I don't see the kid and his mother getting $5 million out of Nintendo, but
no, I don't think so. Other Nintendo news, I did see a review of the Mario Kart home circuit, and that was interesting. You definitely have to have a big space. You can have it go around stuff and go under stuff. You can do it. It has to be on a hard surface, definitely no carpet. It is very interesting how they make it work, though, because you do see with the camera on the car. You actually see your whole living room while you're racing animated cars on the screen of the Switch. So you're watching the screen of your Switch, but you're seeing your actual living room and you're going around turns. You can even do the drift, which I did not expect that. You can do the drift around corners, but they said that when you do it and you pick up speed, it kind of makes you run into stuff. So all of the items are there, even the bullet, which is weird. The bullet makes you speed up, but it also can just push you right into stuff. I did see though that if your room is not clean, like say you have cats or dogs and you have dog hair on the floor, those wheels will gunk up full of dog hair within hours. So you definitely need to make sure your room's clean because these things are expensive. You don't want them to jack up like that. You could not do it outside on a road or anything like that, or a parking lot. I did see that. So you have to do it in your house.
Who is this designed for? Who has this much space in their house?
Well, you can do one though that's smaller, but it's tricky. And but you design your own courses, which is pretty crazy. Like you can make the course any shape you want. When you're playing in single player mode,
there's just gonna be a bunch of
when you're
making penis tracks.
It's all it's
gonna
be. But when you're but the thing is, when you are in the in single player mode, there are circuits still. You can do like a circuit, and the levels basically on the screen you'll see different things. Like one's a retro level, and you got like 8-bit Goombas in front of you have to avoid and stuff on the screen. So they even have the good old Rainbow Road, but it's not the same. It's really weird. It's got the boost, but you can't reenact the Rainbow Road, of course. Yeah. But so overall though, I mean, it's cool what they did. I don't understand how it works. It's nuts. But overall, the functionality of it, I mean, not the greatest. I don't know. Yeah, like you said, I don't know who that's designed for.
It's a very cool concept, but again, at least no one I know has that much space. Their living room is full of couches and TVs and tables and chairs. Like no one has just an empty room in their house where you can just drive this car around. It's an interesting concept. I will never be able to get it. I don't have enough room in my house to anything like that. Everything in my whole house is carpet too. So
yeah.
It's an interesting concept. It actually comes out. We will talk about that. It does come out in like a couple days. So definitely we'll be talking about it. I don't think neither one of us will be getting it. But
no, if it was cheaper, maybe, but $100 for the yeah.
And if you have little kids, I don't know. You'd have to keep it up like high so they couldn't just get a hold of it and
yeah.
But yeah, it's interesting.
And
Nintendo's always
not only that, but we talked about this before, but the whole multiplayer, you got to have 2 people with 2 switches and 2 cars. You have to have 2 cars, 2 switches.
$200 plus 2 switches plus. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're looking at $400 just to play a game together.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nintendo's always on the, like they're always try to be. Oh, my camera just went crazy. They always try to be like they're on the innovative side.
Yeah.
So it's cool. I don't know if this is gonna take off or work. We'll see. But yeah, it's definitely interesting. Okay, is that all the Nintendo news we got today?
Yeah, I don't really have any other Nintendo news. Sony, on the Sony side, you talked about it overheating, but I also saw that they've been having a lot of counterfeit problems with pre-orders. A lot of people trying to get money from people that really don't have what they say they have. They say they have PlayStation pre-orders, and they really don't, and they're selling these non-existing pre-orders. So Sony's been battling that. Not good.
Yeah. There are Burger King and Sony are doing a promotion. 1,000 lucky winners will be able to win a PS5 console.
Yeah, I did see that. Microsoft's doing one with somebody. I can't remember who it was though. So that's bad reporting on my part.
I didn't see that one, but you have to make, in order to be in the running for a free PS5, you'll need to make at least a $5 pre-tax purchase at the store or through the Burger King app. There you go. I'm gonna go to Burger King tomorrow.
The chances of winning one of those, though.
No, but you know what? I'm just gonna go to Burger King and get like a drink. Well, it'd be more than less than $5. Get like a drink and a sandwich, and then maybe I'll be one of the lucky thousands of millions. There's gonna be millions of people trying it, and but hey, 1,000, yeah, that's not. Oh yeah, they have the overheating problem. They said it's super huge because it's the fans. But again, apparently the fans aren't working. So
also, PlayStation 5 is going to be compatible with, from what I could tell, almost all PS4 games. There was a list of some, but they were all, there were no big games.
They did say that the PS4 most of them would work. They said some games might have issues, is what the direct quote was. We'll see. They said most PS4 games will work, but they said some will have issues. So I don't know what that means. I don't know. Maybe it's just like the early PS4 games or something. I don't know. I don't know what that would mean, but yeah. So if you do get a PS5, most of your PS4 system games should work. Let's see, is there anything else?
What releases do we have coming out this week?
I'm gonna do probably the next couple weeks. I used to do them all. I'm only gonna do the big ones. I think that people are looking forward to. Well, we will start with October 15th, which is when this podcast drops. We've got Cloudpunk coming out for the PS4 and Xbox One.
The hell?
I don't know. It's a major console. Tennis World Tour 2 for the Switch. Monster Truck Championship for the PS4 and PC. The rest of these are all PC games that I don't really have never heard of, so it's kind of. For October 16th, that is when Mario Kart Live Home Circuit drops on the Switch. If you want one, get one. Also, for the PS4 and Xbox One, NHL 21 drops on October 16th. Monster Truck Championship drops on the Xbox on that day. Amnesia Rebirth drops for the PC and PS4. Those are all October 20th. Anything else worth talking about? Transformers Battlegrounds comes out October 23rd for the PC and PS4. I'm not sure what that is, but it's a Transformers game, so.
Like a cell phone game.
Watch Dogs Legion comes out for the Xbox One on October 29th. So the third Watch Dogs game. Angry Video Game Nerd 1 and 2 Deluxe comes out for the Switch and PC on October 30th. And on Halloween, we've got Diablo 3 Season 22 dropping sometime. Budget. In November.
Season 22.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't understand the seasons for games. Like, I don't know what any of that means anymore. A lot of indie games coming out at the end of this month.
Oh, yeah.
There is a Karate Kid game coming out, Cobra Kai. The Karate Kid saga.
Yeah, I saw that.
Continues.
I might get that.
That's October 27th. That's for the PS4 and Xbox One. So,
I might get that.
That one does look interesting.
I like that show, and it's based off the show. So
I've watched a little bit of that show. I haven't watched much of it. I need to finish it though. Yeah, that's the releases. Not too much big like jaw-dropping, highly anticipated games coming out. It's just a lot of indie games here towards the end of the month.
Yeah,
big ones obviously Mario Kart, NHL. I would say Cobra Kai is in indie is in Watch Dogs Legion are probably the 4 big ones that are coming out. Towards the end of this month.
What have you been playing this week? Did you finish that game that you were talking about?
I did finish the game, yes. So I did finish. Tell me why. It had a very happy ending, which kind of confused me because I wasn't really expecting it. The ending kind of came out of nowhere. The ending was cool. I get to finish a bunch of puzzles, which took me a while. That game was puzzle ridden, so I beat that game. I'm starting to play. I forgot the name of it. It's an Xbox One game. It's on the Game Pass. It's basically, I completely forgot the name. I'm sorry. But it's a game that drops you like just in the wilderness. You can there's a story mode to it, where you try to survive, but there's also just free play, and they just drop you in the middle of the wilderness in the snow, and you have to survive. That's been pretty crazy. I broke my leg instantly in that game. So it's been fun just walking around trying not to get eaten by wolves. There's no like zombies, nothing like that. It's just animals, and you got like hunger, you got to sleep, you got to go to the bathroom. Like all that's actually you have to do. But I broke my leg instantly. I spawned in and fell down a cliff and broke my leg. So that was just a fantastic start. So I'm just limping around the world now. I need to look this game up. I completely forgot the name, and I don't know how I did. You go
I
ahead.
played some more Tony Hawk, and some more Crash, some more WWE Battlegrounds, then a bunch of retro games like Aladdin on the Sega Genesis. I just played that today. Got to like World 5, and I couldn't get any
The Sega
farther.
version's the better version, right?
Yep, it's the one with the sword. The other one you just throw apples on the Super.
Yeah, that's damn super.
Yeah, kid friendly, man.
Yeah, well, yeah, they say that, and they have like Sunset Riders, but you know.
What's wrong with Sunset Riders?
You're shooting people. How was that kid friendly?
Okay. Touche.
And you're blowing stuff up in Firepower 2000.
Yeah, true. See, what else did I play? Played Mario 35 on the Switch. I would play that every day. Got to get at least 10, 20 minutes of that in every day.
Yeah.
Felt like there was something else I played on the Switch. I don't remember what it was though.
I've been playing Diddy Kong on the Switch.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's a game we never owned as kids.
Yeah, it is hard as balls too.
Yes, it is. So is Aladdin.
It's a very yeah. Man, I'm telling you what, retro games were okay. The name of the game. Hold on.
Go ahead.
Where'd it go? The Long Dark. So it's just to survive. I'm into like, for some reason, I'm really into like just long story based like games right now. I'm into games where it's not a lot of action. I don't know why, but that is what I've been into lately. So I've been playing a bunch of games where you don't do much. There's not a lot of shooting, no action. Just a lot of walking and exploring.
That's
funny game though, so it's fun. But that's what
yeah.
Obviously, yeah, I'll play Mario 35, Diddy Kong, those kind of games, Super Mario World, and Mario 2. Since I beat Mario 3, I figured I'll try Mario 2 now.
Yep. I get all my gaming in while I'm watching wrestling. I kind of kill two birds with one stone for our podcast.
So speaking of wrestling, there's been a lot of rumors about the AEW game, right? AEW gonna make a game.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know what would be what would you want in an AEW game? Like, what would be the key features for them to add to make it different than a WWE game? Because everyone has their own stuff that they want. But what would make it stand out to you?
I would say for it to be different, it would have to focus more on gameplay. Less gimmicks with like submissions, trying to get out of submissions where like in WWE you have that lock
Let's just
pick
go back to the
thing.
button presses. Let's just go back to the button.
Exactly. Just go back to button presses. For like doing moves, I missed the old SmackDown where you lock up and then you move one direction and it doesn't move, another direction doesn't move. I missed that.
What was it? The old
Like,
SmackDown
now you
Raw
got,
games had 4 lockups, or was it
yeah,
Pain or something?
that was. Even that was
It was like
too much.
You had too many moves.
They need to make it simpler, or you take it way back. All right.
Attitude?
And you go back to attitude.
No.
And you make it more like Mortal Kombat where you can do make it to where you can do any move in the game, but you have to know the button combination. That would be different.
That would be different for sure.
I don't know if people would like it, but it'd be different.
I don't know how over that would go, but it would sure be different. I think if they make it more not necessarily arcadey, but like faster gameplay, like Here Comes the Pain and all those, because WWE games now, it's so slow and monotonous on some matches, and it's
I can't take it sometimes.
Yeah, if they go to kind of because their style,
especially after playing Battle.
Yeah, you play
especially after playing Battlegrounds, how fast that game is, and then you go back to 2K, and it's like.
Well, I've been playing, like Here Comes the Pain and SmackDown, one of the SmackDown vs. Raw, because I own them, and SmackDown 2 even. And you play those games, and then you go play the new games, and you're like, good God, like it's so slow. And AEW,
they need to focus. It's definitely going to need to focus less on simulation and more on fun.
Yeah. If they add, which I don't even know if they could, but like some sort of fun GM mode, but it's one company. I don't know how they could do that.
Yeah, can't really do GM mode in that.
Yeah, everyone wants it, and I think they could. I know they trademarked like GM mode or something, or Be the Booker, I think is what they called it, and I think it's probably gonna be like a mobile sort of game.
Well, that would be fine.
But
you could have a booking mode, but you definitely don't. I don't think you could do a GM mode.
I don't know, but for them to, and I don't even know if they're even trying. I know they said they're gonna make a game. Who knows if it's even gonna be anywhere near? But it's fun to talk about what wrestling games.
I like AEW, but a lot of times they're all talk.
They are all talk.
Because a lot of times they say stuff and they do not follow through with it.
Yeah, they're a lot of talk.
Not to get too much into wrestling on our gaming podcast, but
no, obviously no, we don't want to.
But I guess that's all I got for this week. What do you got? You got anything else?
No, I just wanted to mention that. I don't really have much else. Like I said, it was a pretty slow news week, and I'm going to be honest, I forgot. I had a hard day at work and kind of just completely forgot about topics for this show. So, we hit all the major stuff, I think, this week, and we will, next week we'll have some more news. And if not, we will have some sort of countdown list or something to do, next week we'll think of. So make this podcast more loose and fun. Which I'm trying to do with the sports podcast, which is upcoming. So as always, check out our YouTube channel for video gameplay, and I'm going to try to do some other stuff on there. Check out where you're watching or listening to this podcast for the sports podcast this weekend. We will be doing a lot of wrestling upcoming with a lot of pay-per-views upcoming. So if you're a fan of our wrestling podcast, we got more of that, and as always, follow us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube at SabraiENT for all the latest updates on what we are doing. That's all run by me because the other two are not tech savvy. So as always, this has been Ryan. That is Nathan for the hashtag SSS Pod, reminding you to always Score if you can, save if you must, but always suplex when necessary.
Later.